This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're gonna do life together. Good evening, good evening, good evening, my St. Lucia, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another evening with your girl, Tongie, on this show. But I'm Dr. Tongie of the Talk to Tongie show, and I am so incredibly excited to be here this evening. Why am I so excited? Well, because you're here. You're here with me, and we get to go into communities. You know what the show's about. We go into communities and we highlight those who are doing something in the marketplace. For all of those who've had a dream or a desire to live outside of where they are, then that's what this show's about. It really is about encouraging you. It's about motivating you. It's about making sure you show up for you. Yeah, man. And I get excited. I really, really do get excited because it is something that I have longed to do. It is just something about those who say, you know what, I am going to do it. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what I have to go through. And sometimes that's easier said than done, right? Of course it is. But there's this thing called hope. And there's this thing called faith. And we learn how to operate in it. I believe that faith is our currency in this life. Yes, we need money down here to survive. Yes, we need people and communities, but it is something about operating in faith. Tonight's show, it's really special for me because I oftentimes say, love has to be your greatest aim. You know, it's easy to say, I love you. We can make our mouths say anything, a friend once told me. But it's something about rolling up your sleeves and becoming the change that you want to see. And with that change that you want to see comes an adoration of love. Love has to be the foundation or you'll get tired. You'll get tired and you don't want to do it anymore. But when you make love your greatest aim, you'll understand that love is a responsibility. I get to hang out this evening with a gentleman in an establishment that I absolutely love. And if you've followed me, whether it was on TikTok, yep, I do TikTok dances, yep, I sure do. Or if you followed me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that there's a community in this amazing country of St. Lucia that I've adopted as my own community. I've adopted it because they remind me so much of perseverance. They remind me of change. And the beautiful thing about this community is that there's a guy that's here that, oh my gosh, how can I explain to you who this man is? I literally saw his soul before I saw his being. He's a man of great substance. He's a man that loves to love, and he's a giver. Yes, he is. And you'll get to hear his story of where he's from, why he's here, and he'll answer that proverbial question, you know, the one that I ask every Thursday night. How did you get here? So, right after this quick break, we're going to go into the story of what legends are made of. They're made from. I need you to stay tuned, all right? Because he's one of our own. See you soon. victorious.
victorious.
I can do
I can do
anything
anything
I put
I put
my mind to.
my mind to.
I am
I am
who He
who He
says I am.
says I am.
I am strong.
I am strong.
I am courageous.
I am courageous.
I am a go-getter.
I am a
I am a
go-getter.
CEO.
I am a CEO.
I am wealthy.
I am
I am
wealthy.
very wealthy.
I am very.
I need you to participate, good man. I am very wealthy.
I am very.
Thank you,
wealthy.
sir. And because I've spoken it,
Okay.
God has to perform.
God has to perform.
So I'm going to show up
I'm going to show
every
up
day,
every day,
no matter what
no matter what
it looks like.
it looks like.
I have faith
I have faith
in Him
in Him
and in me.
and in me.
I will be respectful
I will be respectful
to my elders,
to my elders,
and I will respect
and I will respect
myself.
myself.
This is Talk to Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're gonna do life together. Okay, we are back. Again, thank you for allowing me, your friend, Tongie, Talk to Tongie, to come into your living room, your den, your kitchen, your boudoir, wherever you may be watching this show this evening. I am truly, truly grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that you have allowed me to be that voice that really, really do care. Because I do. I really do care. I care about you, man. Yes, I do. All right. Without further ado, I want to introduce to some and familiarize with others my dear friend, Mr. Chef Valmore Brown. I call him Chef Brown of Lace. Did I say that right? Sports Bar. And he has another moniker with the sports bar, right? It's called the Soup Kitchen, and we're going to get into that. Man, it gives me chill bumps when I think about it. All right, Chef Brown, thank you for being a guest of this show.
Thanks for having me.
Really? It was something about you, man, when I met you, a couple of years ago now?
Yes.
And we got to talking, and I started hearing and listening to what he's saying, and it was something about your heart for the people of St. Lucia that just really won me over, sir. So I've got this proverbial question that I ask everyone. How did you get here?
Well, I originally was born and raised in Jamaica, and I left for the United States where I got all my education. I've been there now for about 43 years. Invested in a business during the George Bush era, and it fell through, and I decided to come to St. Lucia.
Okay, hold up, time out. We're not glossing over that, all right?
Right.
You invested in a business and it fell through.
Right.
Would you please speak on, if you don't mind, and if I'm asking you questions
That's
that you
fine.
don't want to answer,
That's
just
fine.
kick me in my shit, okay? What do you do when your plans, were to launch the business and do what you do and just do something where you're not clocking the 9 to 5, and then it fell through?
Right.
How do you bounce back from a fall through?
Well, it affected me greatly where it was $250,000 US and a second mortgage on my home, and I was sick. I was coming down with diabetes and all of that from stress. And I go to church, pray, and when I realized it wasn't working, I was at the Cordon Bleu teaching. I decided to leave and go back home.
Wow.
To get back my roots, to see if I could at least put that behind me. Because people in the Caribbean live with nothing and they're happy.
I know.
So I decided to start off in Jamaica, and then after I started Jamaica, then they transferred me here with Sandals, and then I was there for about 7 years, and I met this beautiful lady, which is now my wife, and she introduced me to the Ancillary Village, and I was like, why the village? This is the poorest place in St. Lucia.
Talk to me.
And then she said, No, the people here are great, and with your experience, background, and knowledge, people come to you for food. And that is when I decided to venture off into this restaurant.
Oh, dear God. You don't see these tips, do you? Your story resonates so much with me. It does, because
I saw that.
yeah, you've got a heart for people. I love people for just being who they are.
Correct.
You know, once upon a time, I wanted people to kind of adopt to what I'm saying and do what I do.
Right.
But no. The object of love is that you love them right where they are.
True.
Yeah?
That is true.
So here you are recovering from $250,000 US dollars.
And a second mortgage on my
And a
home.
second mortgage. Ay. But you still wanted to pursue.
Can't give up.
You can't give up.
Just can't give up.
Wow. Why?
Well, I don't know. I was raised basically by a single parent, and she was tough on me. At first, I thought she was just mean to me, and the older I get, I realized that the way she treated me is what turned me into who I am today.
Wow.
I'm a go-getter. I don't believe in quitting. I don't believe in throwing the towel in. I
Yeah.
just keep trying, keep persevering.
Yeah.
And that's what works for me.
That's what works for you.
Yeah, I don't give up.
Wow. I don't either, sir. I just believe in showing up, and even if my knees are knocking, the
keep
water's
trying.
off,
Keep
the
pushing.
lights off, I'm still going to
keep
show up.
going.
You still have to go.
Correct.
So you met this beautiful woman, and
Right.
I love her so. Hi. How you doing, baby? Did the motivation behind her wanting to bring you here, she said that people would resonate to you.
Right.
What is it that you believe that is the resonation part? Why do people flock to Chef Brown?
Well, see, I have a big heart, and I believe in giving, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
And I believe in giving back and teaching and share my knowledge. I was discouraged by a lot of people that I was crazy to come to this village with such a business of this magnitude.
For sure.
And and they said I'm crazy, I shouldn't do it. I said, well, you know, just like a female, if you know a good hairdresser, you'll drive 20 miles to get your hair done.
Come on.
So I said, I mean, I've touched so many lives in St. Lucia.
Yes.
That I know they would support me. And most of the guys, I'm in different resorts now that as executive chef, chefs and cooks, I taught them.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I spent time with them in a classroom, I nurtured them, and I trained them and I taught them. I held their hands.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of them just stick with me because of my dedication to people and giving back.
Absolutely. Now, you spoke on teaching. You know, I love teachers. It was some of you guys that told me what I could do versus what I couldn't do. I grew up in the projects of Mississippi, and you know, growing up a single mom, and she worked 3 jobs, and I saw my mom give us everything she could, right?
Correct.
Your teaching abilities, why teach? I mean, you could be literally, you're successful, you could be sitting on your laurels and just kind of giving orders, but why the importance of teaching?
I don't know. When I was living in Jamaica, I never had the opportunity to go to college. And when I went to the United States, that's when I decided I have to do this for me. And after I went to college and I left the Cordon Bleu, I was at Johnson University. I graduated with a bachelor's degree with honors in culinary arts. And I worked at some of the finest resorts, the Boca Raton Resort, the Turnberg Country Club, the Mandarin, the Four Seasons. And I said, you know, I need to, this was part of my growing, I want to teach.
Wow.
And I decided to teach. And then when I went to the Cordon Bleu, it was tough for me because I never taught a day in my life. And, you know, not being prejudiced, but I was the only black instructor in the entire school.
Wow.
So they basically gave me the toughest schedule.
But of course.
And then what I did, I studied overnight, I practiced, I taught myself, and then when I left the school, I was #1 out of 85 schools worldwide and 5,000 instructors, the best chef for student retention and success. So it goes way back, you know.
It goes way back, man. What a call on your life.
And
You
I
know
feel
what I mean?
blessed to be doing this, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's your why. That's
Right,
your why.
right.
You know, for everything we do, we got to have a why, right? Some
correct.
people say, well, I just, you know, kind of want to make as much money as I can and blah, blah, blah. I get that.
Yeah.
But yours is so different. Your why. Teaching.
Yeah.
So you come to this amazing community,
Right.
to this amazing village. I call it a community. What were your expectations for the people?
Well, I know it would be challenging because I'm bringing something different and something
Yeah.
new. And I just know that I would have to win them over, so to speak. And I got involved in a lot of community activities.
Really?
Yeah, I dedicate myself to giving back. So during Christmas holidays, I would give them different things. And if someone would come to me and say, you know, chef, I'm hungry, I have nothing to eat, I would feed them.
Come on, man. Come
You know?
on. Yeah.
I would feed them. And it took some time. I've been here 7 years now, and I think just now, I'm about 95% of the community that really accept me, finally.
Finally.
After 7 years,
It's
yes.
something about the number 7, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the number of completion, all
Right,
right? And
right.
then 8, of course, will be your new beginnings, right?
Right.
So what do you think were some of, I don't want to say pitfalls, but some of the thought processes of someone of your stature coming into a community that aren't used to people just coming in and giving them, right? What were some of the things that you had to kind of go through to win their hearts?
Well, when I just started this restaurant, they told me, oh, another rum shop. So people standoffish from it. And the support wasn't there, you know?
Yeah.
And I decided, well, they gave me 6 months.
Oh, come on.
This restaurant will be closed in 6 months.
Don't you love when your haters
Yes, they
do
told me that. And then I laughed, you know, and then, you know, my wife was my biggest support. She would, at first she would say, you're spending too much money. I said, I believe that it has to be different from the regular place. Okay. So it has to be where if someone comes, they say, wow, this is like a Rodney Bay.
Come on.
In the village, in the village or the community.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I used to go behind her back and I just spend and spend and spend and spend. Mm-hmm. And funny enough, 2 years ago, she said to me, she was very happy I didn't listen to her.
Sounds like somebody I know off
because
camera.
Because now 95% of the customer comes from north, south, east, and west. Maybe 2% from the village.
Jeez.
So that allows the village to start coming around, realizing that people are enjoying what's theirs.
Absolutely.
That they wasn't appreciated.
Oh my gosh. You know, your story just resonates with me, man. It does. It really, really does. And I think that was the affinity for me. I saw your giving, honestly, before I saw you, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
It's something about word of mouth. I think we are like 189,000 strong, you know, in the island, on the island. So if you've done something bad, it's going to go like 10 times faster, right?
True.
Than what you're doing good.
True.
Sleepless nights. Tell me about some of the sleepless
nights. At first, I don't want to say how much I invested a lot of money.
Yeah.
And whoever that has been here can attest that it's not a cheap venture.
No.
And in the beginning, it was, I mean, everybody was just flocking because it was new.
Yeah.
But after about a year, it started tapered down. And that's when my experience as a chef and a business person came into play, where I said, I have to keep making it interesting, and I have to keep adding layers and layers and layers. So every time you return, there's always something different.
Yeah.
So I keep catching you. So it's not like you come here today and the table is falling apart.
For sure.
Everything is always elevated. So I always invest back some of the money into the business to keep it fresh and keep it current.
Absolutely.
That's what works.
Wow.
So I sleep last night a lot.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, keep going in my own money to pay the staff and do all of these things. So it's
I
tough.
know.
It's
yes,
tough.
it is.
It's been tough.
It is. I laugh because that's my way of keeping from crying.
You know what I mean?
But to get someone or get a group of people to see your vision, and you can deploy yourself,
Right.
but to get others to be deployed into something that you know
Right.
it's going to be for their benefit, What's the difficulty in getting other folk to see your vision?
Well, the first thing they said, some of the negativeness from it was that, oh, it's in the community or the village, so to speak. This is not a Rodney Bay. So I would have people would come here and they would try to disrespect it because it's not in that neighborhood.
For sure.
And that is where the Chef Brown comes out. We have to be tough and strong.
Come on, man.
You got a choice, either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. But you're not going to bring it down to your level.
Right.
And you are going to respect it, whether it's up there or it's down here.
Huh.
And that worked.
It worked.
Because I have doctors, lawyers, judges, commissioner of police, prime ministers come to this little restaurant.
Are you serious?
Yes, because they realize that there's a high standard here. And discipline and no nonsense.
Now, when you're recruiting other folk, do you recruit from the community or do you recruit from other people?
Well, when I initially started, every employee was from the community. 'Cause that was the main reason for opening in the community.
For sure.
To employ the community.
Right.
And it goes back and forth. You know, sometimes the community, there's something about the community that they prefer working out of the community. It's a mind thing than working in the community.
Huh.
Now, you'll be paying them more in the community.
For sure.
And it would take less just to take a bus to get out of the community to say, well, I'm going to work.
Wow.
It's a mindset
It's
thing.
a mindset.
So, you know, I still try to employ at least 70 or 80% from the village. And when I can't get from the village, then I go out
Then
of
you
the
go
village.
outside. Absolutely.
But my priority is the village.
Wow.
And then again, you know, it's tough for me too because then, you know, to run something of this magnitude and quality, you have to be disciplined.
You have to be,
And you have to give tough love.
You do.
And a lot of people don't understand tough love. You're tough and they feel like you're disrespectful, but
Right.
in the long run, when they leave and go somewhere else, they say, oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
This guy was actually treating me better than where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the grass is not always green on the
Come
other side.
on, man. Tell me about it. I know that astroturf. I know about astroturf.
Yeah,
Wow, that is so amazing that you would even want to establish something of this magnitude here. Now, tell me, if you will, what is a typical day for Chef Brown? What does your day look like?
It's tough. Being an executive chef for two of the biggest properties in St. Lucia, you know, I would do my paperwork on a regular day, but a typical day here is that I am HR, I am the purchasing manager, I am the chef, I am the trainer, I am the person who go fetch, who go buy stuff. So it's tough. My day starts from about 6 in the morning, and I would travel. What they can deliver here, they deliver. What they can't, I have to pick it up.
You have to pick it up.
So I drive about, I would say maybe 20, 30, 40 miles a day, if not more, for the success of this restaurant.
Wow. You know, you make it look real easy, dude. I
Yeah, a
mean,
lot
you
of people
haven't
think it's easy.
aged.
Yes,
you look about
yes.
25 years old.
Yeah.
But it's not as
not
easy.
easy.
It's not.
It's a mind thing too, you know, if you have to be mentally strong.
Yeah, yeah.
It's tough.
What's your go-to when you've had one of those days and you've driven 30 miles and the supply is not there or whatever that looks like, and there's a blip or a hiccup in what you plan to do versus what actually is? What's your go-to? Who do you go to, or what do you go to kind of release that kind of stress?
Well, I pray a lot. And I would go to the beach sometime, park my vehicle, sit on a stone, cry,
Yeah,
and pray.
yeah.
And then my biggest support is my wife. You know, I take it out on her.
Yeah.
You know, you can see I get a little tear up. I take it out on her to stand there with me.
Wow.
And she would, you know, be strong, hold on, fight.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Ay.
You know.
I am not going to cry on this show. I am not going to sweat. But it's hard not to
Right.
cry because I know what it feels like, you know? I know what it feels like to have a dream.
Right?
And you pour everything that you know possible in that dream.
Correct.
Your money, your time, your energy, and you're kind of walking through the life with blinders on because you
Correct.
don't want to you don't want to see it, or
Right.
you know, you're stopping up your ears because you don't want to hear it. I am so grateful that you said you incorporate prayer, okay, and tears, because oftentimes people think, I can handle it, God. I got this part. You know, you just work on this and let me handle this.
Correct.
But there's no way you could be uberly successful without giving him everything.
Correct.
And giving him everything doesn't mean that we're lazy.
Right.
It just means that we know from whence our source comes. You
Correct.
know, we know who is the source. So that's very, very important. I appreciate your really highlighting that. I told you I'm not going to cry, and I guess I'm doing it because I understand walking a mile in your shoes, man.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
tough.
it. Yeah. Tell me about the name.
Well, when my wife got pregnant and we were trying to figure out the name for her son, all our kids' name has a J in it, and I said, all my kids have a part of my name, so we were trying to figure out what. And for some reason, I call her Else, and or Little Miss or something to that effect. And then I said, oh, Val Else. And she said, that's crazy. That's a girl's name. And I said, oh, Val Else. And, you know, it was catchy in the beginning. And she gravitated to it. And I went a stage further by researching, Google the name Val Else. And it tells me about strong and determined and fighter and that
That's
kind
who
of thing.
you are.
and then the name stuck with us.
It
And then
stuck with you.
we gave our son the name Val Else.
Wow.
Now, when we got the restaurant, and I mentioned to her, we were figuring out name. I said, why don't you just call it Val Else?
Wow. Wow.
And she said, really? I said, yeah. And that stuck with us.
It
And
stuck
then,
with it.
and then I add other parts to it,
Yeah.
you know, and she would ask me, why Soup Kitchen?
Don't you dare. Don't you
I know
dare.
you wanna
Hold
go
up.
there, yeah.
Hold up. Because I don't want to rush
Yeah.
that.
So,
We'll be right back as we delve into this amazing place, this amazing man, and what he added as an addition to what
Right.
he's already doing. Please stay with us. There's more to come.
Come here, I want to show you something. Come here, I want to show you something. Come here, I want to show you something.
This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're gonna do life together. And we are back. Thank you yet again. You must know my heart. I do not take it lightly or for granted. I understand you literally could be watching any show that you want to on a Thursday night, and you chose to hang out with me, with us. So I do not take it for granted nor lightly. We're joined by my dear, dear friend, Chef Brown, in this amazing establishment. And he's going to tell us this other additive that he's added, that other layer, if you will, that he's added to the restaurant. Take it away, Chef.
Right. So after we came up with the name Valels, Elsa wanted Valels Restaurant. And I said, I don't like that. I'm very good at making soup. Yeah. And I used to be a saucier in most of these resorts. So I said Valels Restaurant and Soup Kitchen. Valels Sports Bar and Soup Kitchen. And then she said Soup Kitchen. But Soup Kitchen is a place where you give away things.
Come on, man.
And I said, well, that's what it's all about. Yeah. You know, as much as I would like to make money, but for me personally, it was making friends and building bridges in the community. So, and I've worked hard all my life, you know, so I'm pretty much settled and stable.
For sure.
So when we started the name and we print everything and put on the outside, they would tell me, why Soup Kitchen? Is it a free place? I said, no. But what I used to do and still do is that the guys I'm in the community who's not working and they'll be hungry, they will come out. At the end of the night, whatever soup is left, I would package it and give it to them.
Come on.
You know,
could teach America a thing or two. Sorry, America.
Yeah,
wow.
So I still do today. Whenever I have stuff going on and I see the guy on the street that's lingering around, I would call him and feed them.
Jesus.
So even lately, people have told me to change the name just to Valles Restaurant. I said, no, leave it be.
Absolutely.
You know, I would never change it for the world. So that's where the Soup Kitchen part of it came in.
Yeah, man. Yeah. How admirable is that? I mean, you know, I'm just gonna have to lay it on here, man, because that's the heart of Christ.
Right.
You know? To give the way you're giving, you can't help but be blessed.
True.
You know? Now, didn't I tell you were in for a treat? That gummit! You are someone who is a giver. Right. You're a creator.
Right.
Have you ever thought about creating a school?
Are you reading my mind? When I came here, I realized when I was at one of the properties working, Sanders and Royalton, I realized that the talent wasn't there. And I had to be doing more than normal as an executive chef. So what I would do, I brought my cordon bleu teaching experience to the resort. Wow. So I used to have them in classrooms for up to 6 months and in the practical part in the kitchen. Yeah. And I did that for a while, and that is when I realized that my job became easy because now they can relate to me when I'm talking to them about food.
There you go.
Now, after leaving all this resort and started this restaurant, I tried many. I went to Sir Arthur and I asked them to let me come and teach for free.
Oh, come on.
Yes, I went there about 3 times and said I would like to part my knowledge for free. Sure. I brought over 1,500 cookbooks here.
Oh, come on.
And I wanted to donate it to a library. And sadly, nobody take me on up to today after 7 years.
No. Please. No. Stop
Yes.
the presses. You didn't get an offer of or a thank you?
No, they appreciated me and they were excited. Oh my God, this guy's so talented.
Yeah.
Because I'm a certified executive chef through the American Culinary Federation, a certified culinary educator.
Come on.
Through the American Culinary Federation. So you have a hell of a chef.
For sure, absolutely.
And I was willing to teach for free. All I said to them that my payment would be 4 or 5 kids from rural areas.
Yep.
To attend the school for free, that would be my salary.
Wow.
They never liked that, but that's the only conditions I'll do it under.
And
it stopped.
Ay. Now, this is not a political show, but all right. We know better. So what do you do when you're offering it for free and no one bites at it? No one says, yeah, come and do this. And what do you do with that?
Well, I register Valle's Sports Bar and Soup Kitchen as a culinary school. It's registered in St. Lucia because my intention was to open my own school.
Yeah.
But I was trying to get the government involved
For
to see if
sure.
they can at least sponsor an area because I
Absolutely.
would still do it for free.
Wow.
You know, and to no avail today
No avail.
after 7 years in this restaurant.
I am so
So
sorry.
I'm still open because I still have the tools, the books, the teaching material, all of these things.
Yeah.
I'm still game.
All right now.
You
All
know?
right. So you hear that, right? He is not quitting even in the face of adversity. Because you could have easily said, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm done, yeah.
I've done what I was supposed to do. The
I
Lord
agree.
has blessed. I've blessed the people. Time to go.
Right.
What keeps you here?
I don't know. I just feel like the people of St. Lucia is willing. They just need an extra push.
Come on. Yeah, they are.
And with that extra push, and that's the reason why I haven't given up. Because I still think there's hope.
Come on, man.
There is hope still
There's
at some
hope.
point.
Wow.
Because, I mean, with your status and everything, somebody will be listening.
Amen.
Because I'm telling you, St. Lucia has so much potential.
Hey.
St. Lucia is the biggest thing in St. Lucia is tourism.
Uh-huh.
How could you not have a couple of culinary school here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. You know that's going to be that's going to be a fruition of yours.
Of course.
You know,
You know?
it is. Absolutely. I believe that. I really do. And with you speaking it,
Right.
and it's just something about two or three that are gathered, right?
Right, right.
Agreeing on the same thing. It has to happen.
Right.
So I just believe, I honestly do believe. And for that, I say thank you, sir. Thank you for not quitting. Thank you for not getting angry, because a lot of times folk get angry. And then, you know, at that level or at that degree,
Right.
it was about them.
Right.
It was never about him.
Correct.
But you're getting up every day, you're doing what you're doing, you're making those sacrifices. That's to be thanked. If
I agree.
nothing but for a better word, you're what heroes are made of. You really are. What do you like to do in your downtime? If you have downtime.
Well, my wife always tells me to balance your time. That's one of
Uh-huh.
my, I'm a workaholic.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
tell.
I don't sit down until the job is done. And,
Yeah.
and she's in the spa business, so she's not accustomed to being pushed too hard. She's more like a relaxing
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
So what I do, she basically pushes me. So on my downtime, we go to the beach, we sit down on the sand, we chill. Sometimes we go to different hotels and spend a night or a weekend. That's my
Wonderful.
downtime.
Yeah, so
And
your
she said,
staycation.
Right, she said, leave the phone, don't
Yep.
answer this, don't do
Yep.
that. This is your time.
Absolutely.
You know, that's how I
Absolutely.
relax. And then I go to the gym every day and keep myself up to.
That's why you're
to
looking like you're 25 years old. You said balance.
Balance.
And for those who are watching and you're starting your business or you've been in your business for a while and you're saying, yeah, man, I don't know anything about a balance. You know, if I don't do it, we don't eat. How do you get to the place where you can literally trust yourself with balance?
And that's from teaching. And if you teach your staff and empower them to do what is expected of them from what you have taught them, then you can pull yourself away gradually.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
me being a perfectionist, and I even if I pull myself, I'm still looking to see, because
Oh,
my
for
name
sure.
is still on the restaurant.
Hello.
And-
Right.
And I get a phone call if somebody leaves here and something is not right.
Really?
Yeah, that's the connection between me and whoever comes here.
Absolutely.
And I take it with a smile and I say, no problem, I'll fix it.
Yeah, fix it. Yeah.
You know, and I will call the staff and I explain to them, this is the reason why I tell you, your first meal should be as good as your last
You
meal.
better believe it, man. Absolutely.
And you can't take nothing for granted, because one bad meal spoils
Yep.
your whole day.
It does, doesn't it? It
It's
really,
part of the
really
whole
does.
day.
Was it difficult, and I hope I'm not asking the same question, but was it difficult to find someone who could see what you see?
Yes, very difficult.
Really?
Because the culture here is a little different.
Uh-huh.
The culture
Speak on
here
that.
is they would settle too much for the bare minimum.
Gotcha.
So you come in here, you know, living overseas all my life, you have to go get it.
I know.
It's not going to be handed to you. So when you are pushing them to get it,
Yeah.
they feel like you're imposing or you're disrespecting them. But it took me some time to understand the culture after being here for 15 years.
Really?
So I know where to push, where to stop, where to pull. I know how to get them to work for me or to, so it worked for me.
Really?
And I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And I do a little
Yeah.
human psychology in college when I was teaching. So I know how to, not really manipulate, but to get around certain things. If I know this is going to offend you, I may go around the longer route to get to you for you to realize that I'm
Gotcha.
pushing you,
Yeah.
but I'm not sticking it down your throat.
Absolutely. I like
And
that.
it worked for me, you know?
Yeah. What a great teacher you are.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you see that rising star, you see that pupil that says, you know what, Chef, I get it now. I want what you're offering. Where do you go from there?
Well, it's an accomplishment. The chef right now at T2T, Mario, I fired him twice
Okay.
because I was trying to teach him certain things and he was too cocky and think that he knows it all when I taught you for the last 10 years. And when I asked him to do certain things, he was better than doing that, and I fired him. And he was out of a job for 6 months, and he came back and he apologized and I rehired him.
Wow.
Same thing again, I fired him.
Okay.
And then I got close to his family and they said I was tough. I said, no, but now he's one of my best protege,
Come on, man.
you know, and he respects me to the bone. And when I go around the resorts and kitchen to dine,
Yeah.
and I see them coming out of the kitchen to meet me and shake my hands and hug me, that's my accomplishment.
Come on, dude. You're swelling up like a
Yes,
big,
yes,
like a
yes.
dad, you know, a proud father, because that was the lesson.
Right.
Yeah. I've got this thing that if you can change a man's mind, you can
Yes.
change the man.
True.
Yeah.
That is true.
Everything starts in the mind. Have you ever met folk that have worked with you or for you where it just didn't work out?
Yes. I remember a couple of students that I taught from the United States that I brought here with me
Really?
as you know, to work with me. And again, you can't think that you're so good that you won't listen,
Come on, man. Come
because you're never too old to learn.
on. Right.
And if and I'm not saying you might not be better than I am, but then I've been teaching you for years.
Right.
So I can learn something from you as well, but it's how you
Absolutely.
come across with it.
Absolutely.
And he failed because he wouldn't listen. When he had so much potential in him, but then, you know, people are people and you can't
For
change
sure. For sure.
You know?
It's something about that potential and you know, that capacity. You see it in them, right?
Right,
You
right.
you can touch it,
that. But they can't see it.
but they can't see it. Wow.
That is true.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, the
Right.
community. What is it about this amazing community that you told me why you're here, but what keeps you being in this community? Because I mean, rightfully, you could literally go anywhere you wanted on the island.
Anywhere.
Or outside of the island, right? But why Ancillary?
It's a nice community. We just need to come together a little bit better. It's a beautiful community. The layout is nice. It's a gem. This little community is a
it
gem. And the layout and structure of it is very nice. And again, what keeps me here, I feel like if I can win 5 people in this community,
Come on, man.
those 5 people can win another 5 and another 5 and another 5.
Yeah.
I can't win the whole community by myself.
No, you cannot.
And I get a lot of pushback in the community because of my discipline. And one of the most important things for me as an individual and a chef, you have to be disciplined. And anything you do in life, you have to be disciplined about it.
Amen.
And a lot of people misconstrued me being disciplined for being rude and arrogant. Because I am not going to settle for mediocrity because you want to pull me in your corner. No, you have to come to me.
Come on.
I'm not coming. I'm not stepping down. If I have to step down there, it must be to pull you up here.
Come on.
But if I have to go down there and stay down there with you, I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it.
And I tell them all the time, you come to this restaurant, there are rules in this little community that are not accustomed to rules.
Come on now.
And then I would say, no barefoot, no shirtless, no smoking, no cursing.
Yeah.
At first, it was a challenge.
For sure.
Yes, but now,
For sure.
but now, funny enough, they protect this restaurant.
Is that right?
If a guest or tourist comes in here barefoot, they say, no, 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 you can't go in here barefoot. Or you can't wear a bathing suit uncovered.
Come on.
They protect this restaurant now.
Isn't that something now?
Yes, so this is the reason why, this is what kept me here, so to speak.
Yeah.
As much as sometimes I say, you know what, I want to get out of here. But then I realized that if I keep pushing and fighting, I'll get there.
You better believe
Because
you
from
will.
7 years to now, I mean, it's a long, long way. But at the same time, I can see the improvement.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yes, very, very.
Because you know, I asked that question not to be facetious, but there's a time when you have to step back and say, "Wow, God, look at this."
Yeah, I say it many
yeah,
times.
man, come on.
I said it to my wife all the time. I said, have you realized the magnitude of this restaurant? She said, yeah, but I said, no, because you're in it and it's running so smoothly.
Yeah.
But when people actually come down here and say, wow, you have a hell of a business. And the food here is great.
I know.
That's when it really hit her, like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, we really actually own this place.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you know.
Oh, wow. You're being a little sheepish, but I mean, you literally, you've done something remarkable here, sir. You have literally changed the trajectory of so many people's lives. Even if they don't come back and tell you, you know that you've made an impact.
I can see it.
Yeah. Now, you got this little thing that I like to do on Saturday nights. I love dancing. When I was a little girl, right, we were taught that you can't dance. You know, the Lord's going to get you. He's going to strike you down if you dance. Shame on y'all for teaching me that.
You know?
Now I'm an adult, right? And all of my children are adults. And I'm like, man, I'm going to put on my dancing shoes and I'm going dancing. Why karaoke?
Funny enough, you know, I wasn't a lover of karaoke. My wife was. And she's been pushing me for 4 years to do karaoke.
Wait.
But the thing is that my standard and expectations are so high that I didn't want to do karaoke. I remember you mentioned that to me one time, my DJ. And then she said, just try it.
Yeah.
But then I don't like to do things just for doing it.
Gotcha.
So we sat down and we planned it properly. And we got somebody professional who will do it professionally. And when we started it, people were shocked. And it got so big, sometimes 100 people outside on the street. I remember one time I had about 40 guests from T2T was there.
Wow.
And we blocked the street and it was just one big
serious?
block party.
Yeah, man.
It was nice.
Yeah, it's just something about people coming together as a community. Ay, Chef Brown, I could go on and on and on. They're telling me take a commercial break, so we're going to go for a commercial break real quick here. But you're a testament to what hard work and perseverance looks like, what discipline looks like, and never quitting.
Exactly.
Aye. Be right back after this short break so we can get more into Chef Brown. Stay tuned. I am victorious. I can do anything I put my mind to. I am who he says I am. I am strong. I am courageous. I am a go-getter. I am a CEO. I am wealthy. I am very wealthy. I need you to participate, good man. I am very wealthy. Thank you, sir. And because I've spoken it, God has to perform. So I'm going to show up every day, no matter what.
no matter
it
what
looks like.
it looks like.
I have faith
I have faith
in Him
in Him
and in me.
and in me.
I will be respectful
I will be respectful
to my elders,
to my elders,
and I will respect
and I will respect
myself.
myself.
This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're going to do life together. And we are back. I don't know about you, but man, I feel like I can fly. I really do. Being in the presence of people like Chef Brown, who literally loves, he loves from the inside out, and he makes that his greatest aim. But just hearing your story, looking at what you've done, what do you want? If you could say, my desire for this community, my desire for the people of Ancillary is this, what does that look like?
With my skill as a chef, I've asked and tried to find me a building in this village that I can have a class and teach young kids the way of life, how to help to direct their life and their future. That would be my goal for this village. You know, I just believe that I can't give up on them. And the most important thing for me, I believe in life, you must have choices in life.
Come on.
I have so many choices. I
Yeah,
don't
you
have to
do.
be here.
Yeah, yeah.
I chose to be here. And I would love people in this community to accept, respect, and appreciate what I'm doing for this community.
Yes.
Beside the negativity of the community, to see that this guy is here with a restaurant of his magnitude that could be in Rodney Bay.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, you would see this definitely in Rodney Bay.
And
yeah.
it's yours. Appreciate it, respect it, and try and learn from it.
Yeah.
That would be my biggest
Wow.
achievement so
Yeah,
far in this
yeah.
community.
Yeah. You remind me so much of everything that I believe in for this amazing community.
Right.
I've started a GoFundMe campaign for
Nice.
Ancillary. Okay, you can give at www.drtongieshow.com. My shameless plug there. But 100% of the proceeds goes to the community.
Nice.
I've been in the community. I know what the needs are. I don't know all of the needs, but it's something about those babies that just
Right.
have got
Right.
my heartstrings. And knowing that some of them, unfortunately, have one meal. I have one meal by choice.
Right.
Okay? But to know that a baby is hungry, you
Right.
can't even concentrate when you're hungry.
True.
And what you're doing here, I want to be a part of what you're doing, sir. I'm going to make this declaration right now, and you hear me, so you're my witness. What can I do? What can I do to help?
Well, the GoFundMe page is a good start.
Okay.
And along with that, a nice little community center,
Okay.
an outlet for the children.
Yeah.
Beside on the street every day, there's a getaway for them
Okay.
where they can go into a building of sort. And there's things that would occupy the young minds.
Yeah.
Because to build a community with any progress starts from the children.
Yeah.
And being in this community for the last 7 years, I've seen it, and I really appreciate that you came here and have identified that the babies need that guidance. And I would partnership with you to do anything for free for the success of this community.
Thank you.
You know?
Every time I swear I'm not crying or sweating, I do that. Because I remember growing up, right?
Yes, same here.
Yeah. And how we didn't have, but it didn't stop us from wanting more.
True.
I remember in my community, I would tell people, when I grow up, I'm going to be a medical doctor and an actress. And everyone laughed at me. They
Right.
did. I had a couple that was like, yeah, Tongie, go, you can do it. But for the most part, but there's no one in your family that is a medical doctor. There's no one in your family that knows how to act. Why would you think, of
Right,
that?
right.
Why not just be a teacher? I mean, you can talk and you read good, so why don't you just teach? But a part of teaching is doing
Correct.
and being. So, I became a medical doctor. I did a
yes.
couple of movies that I got a chance to do. If you could say to a young man, a young boy, young girl, young woman right now in that camera who's on the cusp of giving up, they're tired, Chef Brown. They've done it. They can't afford to lose 250,000 US dollars, but they've done all that they can do. They've pawned this and they've let that go, and now the haters are louder than the dream.
Right.
What would you say to them?
I'm like you. I don't like to talk about some of these things. It brings back bad memories. And I've seen young men in this village that just at 13, 14, just acting like there's no way out, there's no life. And I have brought quite a bit of them under my wings to try to guide them. Because when you look at them sometimes, there's like no way out. And society and the community seems as if it's the norm and don't really care. But when you came from humble beginnings with nothing, and you see that, it hurts.
I know. Take your time.
So that's one of the main reasons why I try so much in this community. Because if I could get, I would say, a few kids that I could put under my umbrella to mold and show them that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that would make me so proud of myself more than this restaurant. And I tell my wife all the time, this restaurant means nothing to me because my upbringing, I had nothing. And all my life, I was told like you will not get anywhere. I had to send myself to college, go to school without lunch daily for years. And I was fed on sardines and chicken back and all these things. And anyone that worked with me in St. Lucia, I hate chicken back now.
For sure.
I would never eat it again. And I get upset when I was in a hotel when staff wants me to make chicken back for them because, oh, we love chicken back. I said, why would you come to a hotel which is a billionaire business and eat the same thing that you eat for years at home? I can give you steak and chicken. I refuse to cook chicken back in a hotel. Anybody who worked with me can tell you that. Because your mind is still down there. And like Bob Marley said, you have to emancipate yourself from that mental slavery.
Come on.
And there's a kid that worked with me here. I met him when I was 15 years old. He's one of my best cooks now. That I taught and watched him grow. And I said to myself, I had to be that father figure for him, even though he works for me. And I know I'm hard on him. But eventually he's beginning to realize why I'm so hard on him. Because now he's seen it for himself. And that's what means something to me.
Wow. Ay.
You're killing me, Doc. I didn't sign up.
I'm so sorry.
I didn't sign up for this.
Welcome to the Dr. Tongie
Yeah, I
show.
didn't sign up for this.
I am truly grateful. I am so grateful for you, sir. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my soul. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for not discounting the people here. Time does bring about change.
True.
And as slowly as you may think is happening, it really has already happened.
True.
We're just coming back in the beginning. The end is we win. You've won. You've got everything that you believed for. It's done. Now, the easy part is really starting. The hard part is keeping focused on that win.
True.
You, my friend, are the epitome of what answered prayers look like. To you and your amazing wife, Elise, I commend you. You're definitely in my prayers. You're in my thoughts. When we don't talk, I'm like, I need to reach out to Chef Brown. But to know that you are still standing in spite of, because of the love that you have, not only for yourself, your wife, your family, the people of Ancillary, but you are a living demonstration, sir, of what I get to read in them 66 books that I call the law book.
Right.
Thank you for being the change that we really need to see. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Didn't I tell you you were in for a treat? I'll leave you with this. It's easy. It's easy to quit, especially when things don't work out like you've planned. And you may be facing insurmountable decisions that you've got to make. But if you're watching this program this evening, I beg you, please don't quit, especially if you know it's something that you're supposed to be doing, no matter how hard it gets. And we know what we're talking about. You tie a knot in this thing called faith and you hold on, please. And I thank you. Thank you so very much, St. Lucia, for making me a part of your tapestry. I pray that you have an amazing evening, that tomorrow you get to celebrate a new day because you didn't quit. The Lord say the same, and the creek don't rise. We're going to do this thing called life again. Thank you for tuning in to Talk to Tongie. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you, Chef Brown. See you soon. Bye.
You remember my eyes. We were known to get broke